Hi, if you for whatever reason want to reset your computer and start over, Windows 11 has a function for just that built in called Reset This PC. This function gives you both the option to completely delete everything, including all your personal files from the computer's hard drive, or to delete all apps and programs but keep your personal files intact. So let's go through how to use the Reset This PC function and what to think about before and during the reset process. First, if your computer has been infected with a virus and or other malware that you, despite your best efforts, can't seem to get rid of, I would advise to completely wipe the computer's hard drive before then installing Windows 11 again from a fresh copy, something that this procedure will not do. But instead, some of the files are actually still kept intact on the hard drive, where potential viruses, at worst case, could make it past the reset. To instead completely wipe your computer's hard drive and then install a fresh copy of Windows, please use this guide that I will also link down in the description below. Now then, before we start, even if you want the reset process to keep your personal files on the computer, I strongly advise to copy them to an external hard drive or similar anyway, because nothing is perfect and even Windows can make mistakes during a reset process and potentially end up deleting files you actually want to keep. So now then, after we have backed up our files, to start the reset process, we click on the Start menu icon and then select Settings. We then make sure we are in the System tab, scroll down a bit and select Recovery followed by Reset PC under Recovery Options. Our first option is now whether or not we want to keep our personal files on the computer or not. Here, choose whatever you prefer. When I do these kind of resets, I personally like to delete most things off of the computer and then copy back what I actually need from my external drives. Also remember that even if you pick the Keep My Files option, it is always good to have a backup regardless. On the next screen, we see that Windows 11 can be resetted in two ways. The cloud download basically means that the computer downloads a new copy of Windows 11 directly from Microsoft's servers and then installs that, while the local reinstall instead uses the current installation and reverts it back to the standard state. If you can here, pick the cloud download, since this usually gives you the cleanest restore experience, as well as that it, providing you have a somewhat fast internet connection, actually takes less time, since a local reinstallation with reinstating all the system files to their initial state requires the computer to work really hard. After this, we then get presented with a little overview of what has been selected so far. Here it is a good thing to also click on the little Change Settings text, something that gives us the option to select whether we want the reset process to clean data or not. Here, if you're just going to keep the computer yourself or giving it to a family member, etc., let this option be set to no. However, if you're selling or getting rid of the computer, set this to yes to have Windows overwrite all the data on the computer's hard drive to make it more difficult to restore it should the computer end up with someone that's trying to do that. Bear in mind though that overwriting data on a hard drive takes a lot of time. Normally a reset of Windows should take around 1, maybe 2 hours, but with this option set to yes to overwrite the data, the process can easily take more than 12 and even up to 24 hours depending on the size of your hard drive. Both alternatives will, however, completely delete all apps and programs as well as your personal files if you've chosen that option, but the yes alternative is a more secure way to remove the data, albeit not completely perfect, but that is a whole nother discussion. Now we click Confirm and then Next, whereupon we are presented with exactly what the reset process is soon about to do. We here make sure everything feels correct, and again, if you haven't already, back up your personal files. And now we click Reset to start the whole reset process. If you're using a laptop, don't forget to plug in the power cable here to make sure the computer don't turn off during the reset process. And now we wait. First for the copy of Windows to download if you have picked this option, and then for the reset process to actually take place. This can take some time and it's very common that the computer halts on certain percentages like 25, 33, 35, 85, 99 and even on 100%. Here, if this happens, just let the computer sit and it'll eventually move on with the reset process after a while. After the reset is completed, we are then presented with the normal Windows 11 first start tutorial where we get to select region, keyboard layout, etc. If you're giving the computer away, you can now turn it off here since these settings should be set by the new owner. Otherwise, just go through everything to make sure the computer gets set up the way you want it to be. Also, if you for whatever reason don't want to connect to the internet during the setup process here, please refer to this video, also linked it in the video description, on how to skip that part and also make a local Windows 11 account instead of having to sign in with a Microsoft one. Then, after going through a few more settings that I usually recommend clicking no, skip, etc. on, because they can all be altered and changed later anyway, we are then led back into our resetted Windows 11. Sweet! And that is about that. Please share any questions down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye!